Hey, I'm DJ Particle. This is ParticlePlay Live. How's everyone doing today? And I'm a little loud. uh, oh, yeah, I am very loud. Oh my God. When I don't, oh God, when I don't have the mic stuffed down my cleavage, it's definitely louder. Hey, Fudge, Book Club, Icy, hello. How you doing today? I figured today I'd just show up on camera. Why not, right? Drago, welcome. And there's Dana. What? Where are you going? Nowhere. What do you mean? Where are you going? Seriously? Oh, you're in the. Cause you're like putting your hat on and your coat on and everything. So. Ah. Oh. So who watched the Game Awards? Who watched the Game Awards? I want to know who here watched the Game. I watched the Game Awards. A wild Emmy is on camera. Yes, I am. I see. I am on camera. Who watched the Game Awards? And a wild Dana too. Yep. You missed it. You missed it, Fudge. Oh, the first thing they did. The first thing they did in the Game Awards was the announcement of the new Smash character. That was the very first thing they did, and it was Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. So, you have such a Pokemon. Oh God, a Pokemon trading card online addiction. I could see that, Draco. So Animal Crossing, of course, won Best Family Game. Did not win Best Game overall. I mean, when it comes to overall, I mean, 2020 was the year of The Last of Us 2. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I'm surprised Miles Morales didn't win anything. Tell you the truth, I thought Miles Morales was going to win some awards, but I guess not. You missed those, but you saw the Disney Star Wars and MCU announcements. Oh yeah, all those new shows coming to Disney Plus. Like four different Star Wars shows, a Willow TV show, the Little Mermaid movie, a new Rescue Rangers reboot. It's just incredible, and of course a lot of that stuff is also coming to FX, which Disney also owns. Weird thing about Disney's purchase of Fox, they bought everything except Fox News and the Fox TV network. They bought everything except those. Then they couldn't buy the Fox TV network because they already own ABC. So, but yeah, Disney's trying to steal the thunder from the Game Awards, and it kind of worked actually. Um, and of course Among Us won two awards too. See, I did not think that Among Us was going to be eligible to win awards, simply because it's a 2-year-old game. But no, Among Us won what did Among Us win? Among Us won best multiplayer and one other category I can't think of offhand. Um, you found this year's Game Awards more fun than last year's, which was really boring. Yeah, weirdly enough, considering pretty much everyone they interviewed and everyone who gave speeches was socially distanced for COVID. So it was kind of weird. Because the thing is, last year's Game Awards, we watched that whole damn thing just for Nintendo to say, "Oh, sorry, no new special this year." But Nintendo gave us but Nintendo did give us the new Smash characters, so that's good. Oh, what are you doing behind there, hon? Nothing. Oh, yeah, you're entertaining Fudge. Her. Oh, interesting. Hon, interesting thing. I was talking to my dad. He mispronounced my brother. That's funny. Yeah, today. Yeah, that was funny. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, stop it. Um, so what else is going on in the world of gaming today? Besides, not just the Game Awards, but let me see, because I know there were some other things trending. Oh, Genshin Impact, MiHoYo, right? MiHoYo, the makers of Genshin Impact, um, was in the news yesterday, actually, in the Twitter trends yesterday, because someone got their MiHoYo account hacked, right? And when they went to complain to MiHoYo about it, MiHoYo took a look at the account and said, "Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you got hacked, but the hacker spends more money than you, so we're gonna let the hacker keep your account." Yeah, that happened. That actually happened. You thought that was a cat? No, we haven't had a cat in God about a decade now, hasn't it? That's because I'm allergic, which is too bad because I love cats. I've lived with so many cats in my life. Um, but the only one that I can really call my cat was named Krissa, and she was this really cute black and white kitty, really feral as a kitten. But she just kind of attached herself to me. I mean, the first time I lived with Dana back in 2004, um, basically what happened was my partner at the time decided to just leave and stick me with the rent for the apartment. So I had to leave. So I had to leave that lease, and Dana offered me crash space, so I moved in with her, and yeah. And during that time, this kitty Krissa just kind of attached herself to me, and she was the cutest little thing. She was my shoulder kitty. Like I'd be on the computer, and she like hop on my lap, and then she put her front paws on my shoulder, like like paw like that. And it was just the cutest thing, and I miss her so much. You saw my quote retweet. Yeah. Oh, also something else. Some other streaming news. Um, Senator Tom Tillis from North Carolina is trying to introduce a rider into the new budget bill, which has to be passed tomorrow, or the government shuts down. New rider bill, which would make getting a DMCA copyright strike a felony. Now, here's the thing. Think of how many people that would criminalize, like right off the bat, and take into account all the false claims that get filed all the time, and if that goes through, that would just clog the courts. It would clog the courts. Just about every streamer would. I mean, almost every streamer would be in court almost every day. I mean, every major streamer would be in court literally every day, fighting DMCA charges. And 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 I think I know what it is. I honestly think I know what it is. Tom Tillis, Republican senator, right? Notices that a lot of these streamers and let's players tend to lean left, and well, if they're all felons, they can't vote, right? That's my theory on that. All I can say is even if it does get in, that Google and Amazon are going to fight it like that, because because that would kill Twitch and YouTube right away. Oh, well, not so much Twitter, but it would kill Twitch and YouTube and Facebook gaming. So those three have vested interest in this thing not passing. It would have a horrible chilling effect on people's willingness to stream. Yeah, it would. It would shut down the vast majority of American streaming, like overnight, if that were to be made law. Um, now the good thing is things like this never take effect right away. Ninja Lucario, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Just hopping in for a bit before you go to bed. Yeah. You may also notice I started streaming about 10 minutes ago because today is also the first day of what I like to call my 24-day weekend from work. Basically, there were no conventions, there were no super majors. So what happened was I took all those days I would have had off and piled them all into December. So today is the first day of what's basically a 24-day weekend. I don't go back to work again until January 3rd. Yeah, it would only apply to the US, I see. It would only apply to American streamers. But American streamers make up most of the traffic on Twitch and YouTube. So, yeah. So that's got streamers worried right now. I mean, hopefully it does not get. Initially, they were reporting that it did get added to the omnibus bill, but it turns out it hasn't yet. And hopefully, it never. Hi, hon. You're on camera. What? What are you doing?
Trying to cover up the fat ass double chin I've got sitting on my butt for the last 6 months.
Well, it's COVID fat. We'll work it. We'll work it off once we can exercise again. I mean, I've got a little bit of it going too. So don't feel too bad.
Bad camera placement is what it is.
Bad camera placement. Well, I also did this purposely to wash my face out too, because I tend to look better the more washed out I am. Got anything to say?
I've been washed out for 55 years.
Jeez. And basically I just wanted to do a just chatting stream because I've never done one before, and apologies for the graininess of the video because the camera I wanted to use, aka my iPhone, I went to hook it up to the Windows computer, and it wouldn't install natively. The drivers for it would not natively install, and I didn't have time to bother looking them up or anything. So because there's a program that I installed in here called Epic Cam, which allows you to use the iPhone like a webcam. But the only thing is, without the drivers for it installed, wouldn't do anything. So yeah. So there's that. Anyway. You follow so many big streamers, you don't watch them that much, but seeing them gone will be so weird. Yeah, I know, which is why I hope this thing won't pass. My hope is that the big streaming parent companies like Google, like Amazon, like Facebook, my hope is that they will basically rise up and tell these senators, no, if you do this, you're killing a good chunk of our business. I mean, a lot of our business is streamer ads. You're gonna kill it, and we don't want it killed. So, I mean, it's an instance where it's an instance where having the friends in the right places is a good thing. So, um, also one thing they revealed on the Game Awards, the new map coming for Among Us, the airship. And let's just say they pulled out all the stops on that. There's actually navigation mechanics in the airship. There's platforms to go across. There's totally different kinds of tasks. It's going to be interesting. And I can't wait to see it. And then of course there's Fall Guys season 3, in which it looks like they're going to cover everything with snow. And I don't know how that's going to work as a game mechanic, but again, we'll see.
I live in Minnesota. I don't want anything covered in snow.
Dana says she doesn't want anything covered in snow. I don't either. Well, at least not the roads. Roads and sidewalks, no, don't cover them with snow. Everything else, cover it. Looks pretty. Hey, Pudding, welcome to the stream. You missed the snow, Fudge? Oh, did you move somewhere where there's no snow anymore, or? Huh. But yes, Perrine, you get to see the real me. and to
I'm older than your parents.
probably not. Anyway,
No.
I guarantee you're not older than Fudge's parents.
Well, that's
Anyway, uh, how is everyone? Oh, we're doing well, Perrine. Just doing a chatting stream today. That's all. Um, and and to make light of a troll who tried to pop and to make light of a troll who tried to pop me in Discord one time. Look at my stream title: DJ Exposed. Oh, you're in Arkansas. Barely any snow. You're originally from New York. Oh, I went to college in the Finger Lakes region
Who would
actually.
actually rather be dead than in Arkansas?
You saw the real me one. You saw the real me one time on Jackbox. No, that was a cat. That was a character who I forgot who did that caricature. That actually wasn't a bad caricature, but I don't know who. I forgot who did it. Um, it was during I think it was during Champed Up. Someone actually drew a caricature of me in Champed Up, and it actually wasn't bad. It's just that I haven't had purple hair now for a couple of years. Dana's skulking around the gaming chair here. There she is. Aww. Dana's being sneaky.
Just checking your blood type.
Just just checking my blood type.
Sorry, I've been playing.
She's been playing a lot of Warcraft in a Revendreth for too long. Revendreth, land of anima vampires.
Coolest zone ever.
Coolest zone ever, she says, and probably one of the coolest NPCs too, or at least in her opinion. I haven't gotten that far yet. The Mad Duke. Time for some tea.
He's my favorite Warcraft character ever.
Icy says hi.
Hello.
Time for some tea. Oh, what are you doing?
Trying to get back in the.
Camera?
I don't want my ugliness spread over the camera too far. Might break it.
Oh, you're not ugly. Stop it. You're being silly, and that's good.
Isn't that how I felt this week?
Yeah.
Celtic, it comes out
Yeah, we're waiting to see what the Supreme Court says tomorrow. Honestly, I think they're just going to throw it out. I mean,
It's a stupid lawsuit anyway.
yeah, I mean, mainly because we had a bellwether 2 days ago when the Supreme Court decided 9-0 to throw out a case against Philadelphia.
Yes, they wanted.
I mean, against Pennsylvania.
Yes, they wanted to cancel all of Pennsylvania's votes.
Yeah, they wanted to cancel all of Pennsylvania's votes, and 9-0 they said no. 9-0. I mean, even Amy COVID Barrett herself said no. So that's kind of a bellwether. The fact that none,
Was about a paragraph long.
yeah, the rejection it wasn't not even that. It was 2 lines long. The rejection was 2 lines long. I mean, come on, seriously. And and it's mainly a matter of standing. The Constitution basically says states get to make their own election rules, and
And they want to punish them for not having
yeah,
IDs.
yeah. So,
Like wondering why we didn't have IDs in states that don't require IDs.
oh yeah, yeah. So, because several states, even some of the states that are complainants, even some of the states that are complainants, loosened up their absentee ballot rules for COVID-19. I mean, and one of the points made is, if you had an objection to this, you should have done it before the election. You can't do it after the election just because you don't like the result.
That's because they assume they'd win.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
it crossed their mind, they'd lose.
yeah. I mean, my
They were
biggest
damn lucky.
and my biggest bellwether for whether or not to worry is Is Biden worried? And right now the answer is no. Biden's just chugging right along, picking people for his cabinet, bum 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 bum, saying, "Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to get right to work, and we're going to get this done. And I'm naming this person and this." He's just chugging right along,
Let's not
like nothing's happening.
let's
So
not forget all
I figure if he's not worried, I don't have reason to worry.
let's not forget all these assholes that say 73 million Americans said no, and I'm like, well, 81 million Americans said yes.
To Biden,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Yes. Well, somehow there's 8 million imaginary votes.
yeah, and they say Biden got more votes than any other presidential candidate in history. That can't be right. And I'm like, and if he's not, then well, your guy would fit that bill. And why is it different for him? you know?
Well, maybe if you hadn't run 300 pounds of sausage in an ill-fitting suit, who did nothing but insult half the country for 4 years, maybe you wouldn't have lost.
Yeah, I know. Trump can't accept failure. His niece said he has a big problem with failure. Yeah, I know.
That's why
I
he goes on
know.
the internet every day and talks about his victory.
Mary Trump has been a fountain of knowledge about Donald Trump after having basically grown up with him as an uncle.
And if you're listening to this and you're upset by this talk, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck your
hon,
feelings as the
hon,
Republican.
I have been streaming now for almost 3 years. As a matter of fact, the Streamiversary Subathon is in 5 days. Next Tuesday. Believe it or not, it'll be another day where we don't just simply do Splatoon 2 Turf War.
I'm just kind of amazed you haven't had a dance monkey dance moment with your fandom.
Oh yeah. I think I have once, but it was like a year ago or something.
Don't talk about politics. Just entertain me. No.
No, but for as long as I've been streaming, if you don't know where my political leanings lie by now, um, yeah,
I'm an ex-Republican. Basically, I'm a liberal with guns.
yeah, there we go. Oh God. What a crazy year 2020 had been. Impeachment, pandemic, protests, uprisings, and attempted coup all in the same year. I know.
Ago when things were nice.
2016 wasn't exactly good either.
Okay, 2015.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, what 2016 have? I mean, even putting Trump's election aside, 2016 was the year of dead celebrities. I mean, even if Hillary had won, 2016 was still the year of dead celebrities and the year the Cubs finally won the World Series.
David Bowie dies. Kanye West just keeps going on and on and on. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, right?
God, this feels like the old radio show.
The old radio. Yeah, yeah. If you don't know what she's referring to, I used to have an audio show, where that was themed with comedy music, until from 2005 to 2015, and I basically ended the show with the top 100 of 2015. So,
Yeah, you played the good person and I played the asshole. Kind of like real life.
kinda, yeah. You're almost doing it again.
Well, gotta get my practice in somewhere. Come on.
Well, yeah, but I thought you wanted to. I thought you wanted to get rid of that
Oh, don't
of,
worry.
of
I
that
won't be doing
tack
it again.
persona. Ah,
Or that tacky persona.
tacky persona. There we go. But yeah, if you don't know where my political leanings are by now, especially those of you who've been with me these last 3 years. But it's hard to believe. But like I said, being that today is the beginning of my 24-day weekend and the big shakeup of the and a big shakeup of the schedule, because most streams until the end of the year, most streams are going to start at 11 p.m. Eastern, just simply because I'm on vacation and I don't have to worry about work or any of that. And like I said, let's see what tomorrow. The voting opens for Minifest console versus PC. Saturday, it's an all Grisco edition of Salmon Run. Tuesday, it's the Streamiversary Subathon. That's actually going to start a little earlier than usual. I think I'm going to start that at 9 p.m. Eastern. And let's see, Minifest itself is next Saturday. And then after that, we're going to start digging into Danganronpa. We're going to do Danganronpa for 2 weeks. So there's going to be some long night streams there. Dane's like a bodyguard just standing there. Yeah, I know. She's my secret service. Oh, isn't she sweet?
No, I'm not really. Thanks.
Yes, you are. Anyway. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. What was what? Something going on?
Nobody answered.
Oh, God. You know this is this hasn't happened before. We actually So what I want to know is why are, oh my God. This is oh my God. This is weird all of a sudden. Ah,
Oh God.
jeez. Ah, anyway, let's see. Well, I was going to talk about something else too, and I forget because there was some. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Sympathetic to
Um,
the God who hates everyone?
no. Time magazine. Time magazine is getting ready to pick their person of the year. I don't know if they've picked. Oh, they have. Oh, they've decided to. It looks like they may have decided to stick with tradition. Let me double
Not Donald
check.
Trump. Anybody but Donald Trump.
Yep, they've decided to stick with tradition, and that being that whenever there is a new president elect, that president elect is person of the year. And uh, as a matter of fact, let me see here. Let me double check here. Let me double check here. Let me actually go onto Times official Twitter just to be on the safe side because it looks like they. Yep, they did. Actually they named both Biden and Harris co-people of the year. So they decided to kind of stick with tradition, and that's when there's a new president elect, that president elect is the person of the year. I mean, Donald Trump was person of the year in 2016, and apparently they said that they made Donald Trump one of the finalists just so he could lose again.
Check the last. Check the last post.
Check the last post of what?
One that says Trump 2020. Biden has an ankle monitor.
Oh, that is well. Oh, see, I'm leaving that one up because that's actually an attempt at humor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there was someone else. There was someone else I did have to delete. So, oh yeah.
That was all the fun stuff.
Oh yeah. It was minor, but they had nothing constructive to say.
Were
So
they whining about Trump?
yeah, yeah, they were.
Oh, too bad.
But yeah, so Biden and Harris are the people of the year for Time this year. Okay, book club redeemed an AMA. You don't necessarily actually today you don't really have to redeem AMAs. This is where it's kind of a free. Today's kind of an AMA free for all actually. What things are you looking forward to doing most in a post COVID world? Dana says going to an amusement park. Yeah, Valley Fair is going to be up there. Conventions, of course, are way up
Chase
there.
parties.
Um, next year's Riptide, if Riptide survives. Um, but yeah, just basically going out and doing stuff again with other people, And it's starting to look like COVID will be a distant memory by next summer. So
I just hoping Trump will be a distant memory.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for too. Um, Yeah, I guess the just chatting streams just simply attract Trumpies for some reason. I've only had two. We'll see what else. We'll see what
I thought
happens.
you set up bowls of rotten meat to attract Trump.
Bowls of rotten meat to attract Trumpies. There we go.
Qualifies.
Yeah, let's hope. But yeah, I want to go to conventions. I want to go to Valley Fair. I want to go to super majors. Just the usual kind of stuff. You know. I mean, 2020 has basically become the year that didn't happen. As the song says, low key fuck 2020. You know, No wonder the Roaring Twenties happened after the last big pandemic. And they're saying we might have another Roaring Twenties as well. Once COVID is over, and the GDP is kind of at a low, they're saying that once COVID is over and people start feeling good about starting new businesses again, we're going to have another Roaring Twenties. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, just chatting has a habit of attracting trolls and whatnot. Yeah, luckily I've only had two, and one of them I didn't even actually have to ban. So
Shows up, can I ban? I haven't got the ban yet.
Dana's got her band finger and it's itchy. She's got itchy band finger. But yeah, there's one. See, there's one thing now. It's one thing to be like the dildo over there. And that's actually an attempt at humor. It's right wing humor, but it's not extremely ill mannered. It feeds into humorous right wing tropes. Um, but if you're just gonna come in here and say "fuck Biden," then yeah, I'm gonna kill you. We can trust Dana with being the banhammer specialist. Yes, we can. Dana says, "I hate being on camera. COVID isolation has slapped about 40 pounds on." Yeah, COVID isolation has slapped pounds on all of us. That's the problem. And especially with the gyms closed and the mall being a COVID pit. I mean, Dana and I actually tried starting to go to the mall again and eating out again back in June. Back when the COVID infection rate was at a lull, it was at like a low point. So we figured, okay, we could try this. But then we started seeing more people without masks and more people going to the mall, and we just decided, nah, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. So yeah, we did once eat out at a restaurant, dine in. That was at Sugar Factory back in June. So Fudge says, "No worries, Dana. It hit everyone. I gained a lot too." She says. So yeah, I mean, you know that once COVID is over, there's going to be a huge bunch of shysters on the internet. Lose that COVID weight fast. You know it's going to be a thing, hon. You know it's going to be a thing because grifters are going to grift. Grifters are going to grift. Huh. And now let's actually talk about the new fighter. Hora, welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you in a while. Yes, hello, Hora. I'm actually on camera today. Haven't seen you in a while. How you been doing? We've just been chatting about this, that, and the other thing, and it's also free AMAs too. you, you think I'm lovely? Oh God. Oh God. Cue the blush. Oh, Miles. Oh God. Um, but let's also talk about the new fighter for Smash, Sephiroth. No one guessed Sephiroth. Seriously, I've been following on Twitter, and people have been guessing Master Chief, Doom Guy, and even Jonesy from Fortnite. No one guessed Sephiroth. Excuse me. Honestly, the new fighter is eh. Um, well, the thing is, Sephiroth is one that people wanted years ago. And the thing is, these fighters that are being revealed for Smash, these fighters were all chosen like 1 to 2 years ago. Nintendo already chose them like a year or more ago. So don't so it's not going to be anyone recent. So for example, you're not going to see Imposter, for example. You barely even got on the motorcycle this year. Yeah, that's okay. Hey, Shulk, welcome to the stream. Oh, you thought I would have purple hair by now? Nope. I'm not having purple hair until. See, as you can see, I do. God, I can't. I do have a little bit of gray. It's starting. The gray is starting. Once, once I have. I need far more gray than this to go back to my purple hair.
It cost you almost $400
Yeah,
to get
it cost me almost $400 to get my hair bleached last time. So, see, I got a little gray at the temples, but see, and I got a little gray here, but that's it. That's all the gray I got right now, for the most part. I need a lot more gray before I even think about dyeing my hair purple again, because I am not bleaching my hair again. I'm not spending another $400 to bleach my hair again. I did it for Halloween 2016 because I wanted to cosplay as basically me as an zombie. And I went all out. I mean, I got my hair bleached on October 19th, and from then through Halloween, I wore a foundation to make me look more pale than I normally do. And it's funny because I showed up at work like that, and no one noticed. Funny enough, no one noticed the pallor. They noticed the hair, of course, but no one noticed the pallor. And when people ask me about the hair, I say, "Oh, I'm doing cosplay. I'm doing a cosplay. I'm an zombie." And then when other people who had that day off came back to work, people look at me and they're like, "Emmy, what happened to you?" And then one of my coworkers spoke up and said, "Oh, didn't you hear? She died." And I'm like, "Yeah, I died. I'm a zombie now, but it's okay. I ate the brain of an ADL security worker before I came here. I'm gonna be fine."
zombie now.
The new Smash character seems to have a counter like Fire Emblem, so you're happy about. Yeah, yeah. Some people are. I mean, there are actually some people who are saying, "I know you don't like anime swordsman, but how about this anime swordsman?" You know, and of course, it's Sephiroth. Hello, FBI, I found your zombie. Yeah, but but yeah, that was 4 years ago when I bleached my hair, and it was pretty cool. And I was getting fully into character. I was literally putting habanero hot sauce on every meal, even when I was at work. I carried it in my purse. No joke. I carried it in my purse. I get something to eat at work. I put it in my food for lunch at work. We go out to Valley Fair. I get my fast food at Valley Fair. I put it on the fast food from Valley Fair. I was just totally into it. You love sword characters, not a joke. Well, yeah, which is probably why, because people tend to badmouth sword characters in Smash, but fact is, a lot of people do like them. A lot of people do like them. I mean, look at the Warriors game series. Hyrule Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors. What was it? Xenogear War? Isn't there Xenogear Warriors as well? But that's all swinging around a big huge fucking sword. You don't care who it is, as long as it's more anime swords, men or women. Yeah, and in some cases both, like Marth. Anyway, not Marth.
You're being asked.
No, not Marth.
You're being asked if you ever played Skyrim.
Have I ever played Skyrim? No, I have not. Never played Skyrim. Although Dana has played Elder Scrolls Online, very briefly.
Very briefly.
Very
That's
briefly.
because at the time I only had the Mac and you can't play it
Yeah.
on a mouse.
Your favorite place to get food at Valley Fair is Friar Tuck's. I believe it or not, I don't think I've had Friar Tuck's fries. Dana and I usually eat at the die-in,
We,
the
we have
coasters.
we have the food pass. So
Yeah, but we get the food season pass though.
the food season pass, the admission
Yeah,
pass.
we have the main season pass, the food pass, the drink pass, and the fast lane pass. So we get everything.
I've been going to Valley Fair since it opened
Yeah, Dana actually went opening week. Dana went to Valley Fair opening week in 1976.
Because I'm old.
Oh, cut it out.
Hey, you
Oh,
wanted
the
me to
hero is one of your mains too, I see. Nice. What was that, hon?
you always want me to talk on the damn thing. Here,
Yeah,
I'm talking.
yeah, yeah. See, Dana's talking. I don't know if you can hear her from way back there, but she's talking. Ah, so so yeah, so Sephiroth looks like he'd be a cool fighter. Although now I gotta wonder what Kirby's gonna look like upon eating Sephiroth. Is Kirby gonna have like the one wing and the giant sword? Is Kirby gonna have the one wing and the giant sword? I need to know. Tell me, baby girl, 'cause I need to know. Anyway. Oh, Dana put up a link to her bike.
Because I'm boring and that's all I've got to talk about.
Oh, book club says, "quote I'm old enough to remember the kids zone at Valley Fair with the punching bag maze in the early '80s." So maybe not quite as old as Dana and I, but
I was 11 when it opened in
yeah,
1976. I remember going to
yeah,
Excelsior Park.
yeah. In the early '80s, Dana was approaching 20. So I don't think Dana was using the kids zone in the early '80s.
In 1985.
My first year at Valley Fair was 2007. Yeah, I know. I moved here. I moved to Minnesota in 1998. It took me 9 years to get to Valley Fair. So, but I've gotten a season pass ever since then. So, yeah. Oh, you were born in 1980.
The age of your parents.
So I'm 8 years older than you. Let's see here. Dana actually saw Elvis in concert. That was Dana's first concert was Elvis. I think my first concert was Sha Na Na, believe it or not. And if you don't know who Sha Na Na was, Sha Na Na was very popular in the 70s and 80s, and they were basically a 50s cover band, 50s early 60s cover band. They did classic rock and roll of the 50s and early 60s. And believe it or not, there was a member of Sha Na Na named Bowser, who predates Nintendo's Bowser by a good decade and a half. So yeah. If you want to know our ages, I'm 48. Dana is 55. So
I'm gonna pull up a shot on it.
Sha no, no, it's Sha SHA Na 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 Sha Na Na.
The only greaser band in
Yeah.
Woodstock.
They were the only greaser band at Woodstock, like Dana just said, and they kept their shtick going through the early. Actually, I think there's still a Sha Na Na lineup today. Believe it or not. Of course, I think very few of the originals are left, but I think there's still a Sha Na Na lineup today. Icy says you guys are between 20 to 30 years older than me. Oh God. That's okay, Icy. That's okay. There are older Twitchers. Trust me, there are older Twitchers. Actually, Ms. Granny is near Dana's age.
If it helps, I still don't know what I'm gonna do when I grow up.
Yeah, yeah. See, and one good thing about me and Dana is, we're as old as we are. Neither of us have kids. Neither of us have kids. So I mean, mainly because neither of us think we'd make good moms.
I couldn't handle a dog.
Yeah, I decided way back in my mid 20s that I did not want to be a mom because I just don't have the mental responsibility level for it.
No argument here.
Yeah, Dana says no argument here. Fudge says, quote, I think I'm the biggest kid at home. Even my youngest daughter acts older than me. Oh, jeez. Well, one of the good things about being an adult is you get to decide what it means to be an adult. That's the best thing about being an adult. You get to decide what it means to be an adult. You don't plan to have any kids, Icy? Yeah, yeah, and you're not looking for a relationship. Well, Dana and I had been in other relationships in the past, but for me and Dana, neither of us were actually looking for a relationship. It's just that for see, I first met Dana in 1999, and we became fast friends. Um, but about 9 years after that, we just couldn't deny our emotions anymore, and we just said, and we just basically said, may as well face it, we're a couple. So we weren't even looking to get together. It just kind of happened. You're gonna stay a kid forever, Shelk. Yeah, that's kind of my motto too. I mean, I in a, how I mean, I'm a Gen X. You know, Dana's a Gen X, but in a lot of ways, we identify a lot more with millennials. And actually, even these days, millennials aren't kids. But the thing is, Gen X is kind of weird because Gen X doesn't really have an identity of its own. About half of them identify with boomers, and the other half identify with millennials, with the dividing line being, were you a geek as a kid? I mean, if you were a geek as a kid, then you got onto the big technology, you kept up with all the latest electronic gadget trends, and you ended up identifying more with millennials. If you weren't a geek growing up, then you got more mired in tradition, and therefore you ended up identifying more with the boomers. So, Shulk says DJ sus. Yeah.
My, my first computer had 16K of RAM and a 300 baud modem. I bet nobody even knows what that is.
Oh, Dane's first computer had 16K of RAM? 16K of RAM and a 300 baud modem, which is basically 300 BPS. 300 BPS, not KBPS, not MBPS, but BPS.
You can just watch the lines drop.
Yeah. So, so basically a million times slower than a 3 meg internet connection, which is still considered slow today. No, a million times. No, not a million times. 10,000 times slower. Sorry,
You can send a
I can't math.
you can send a 5 1/4 floppy in as little as 5.5 hours.
You could send a 5 1/4 floppy, which is 144, which is 1.44 meg in 5 hours. Yeah, it does indeed. Yeah. Icy says my brother and I are technically adults, but in reality we're still kids. Yeah, I mean, I lived at home with my parents till I was 25.
Look at the
So
camera. Do you see the Barbies? Do you see the
yeah,
anime posters?
look at the Barbies. Look at the anime posters on the wall. Yeah, yeah. Look in the background. Look in the background.
Looks like
You
grown-ups
see,
live here.
yeah, you see the Barbies. You see the anime posters. You see the Hello Kitty clock in the kitchen, and you might on well, on the rightmost part of the screen, you could probably even see the very edge of Dana's Tom Servo puppet.
I have to explain what that is. Let's not.
So, oh, book club. Your first computer was a Commodore 64, and you didn't get online till the early 90s. Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't get online until 1991, and that wasn't even the real internet. It was a subset of the internet called BitNet because Ithaca College didn't have a name server yet. Vic 20 got it in 83. Oh, geez, yeah. My first computer that actually belonged to the family was one of the very first models of the Apple II GS.
Those were expensive rocks.
Oh, excuse me, which was a top of the line Apple II. Um, and we eventually bumped up the memory to 1 meg, not 1 gig, 1 meg. but then that was the only Apple II we got. After that, it's been a line of Macintoshes ever since.
You know you're an old geek when
Yeah.
you know what an acoustic coupler is.
Yeah, you know you're an old geek when you know what an acoustic coupler is. And if you don't know what it is, I'm going to tell you. Has anyone here seen the movie War Games? And I tell you that because that's probably the most popular appearance of an acoustic coupler. An acoustic coupler is a type of modem, but it's kind of a manual modem. And what it does is it works in conjunction with an everyday phone as it existed in the 80s. Um,
Rotary dial handset.
yeah, a rotary or touchtone handset. And what you did, what the acoustic coupler itself was the modem. And what you did is you picked up the receiver on the phone, you dialed the number, and as soon as you heard the modem noise on the other end, you put the handset into the acoustic coupler. And that was how you used to modem back in the early 80s
Remember
and the
back when the
70s.
internet was something you went on and just wasn't always
Yeah.
there?
It had data said, remember when the internet was something you went on and instead of something that's just there. Yeah. Yeah, for me, the first time I had an internet connection that was just there was in the late summer of 2001 when I got my first ADSL account.
It's the
And
internet.
it wasn't too long before 9/11. Um, do you remember RCA video discs, like 240i resolution, and use a needle like a record player? Dana remembers them. I've never used them, but Dana has. I've never used them, but Dana has. No, I no I no my first experience with non-magnetic video media was Laserdisc, and that was in the late 80s. And we had a ton of movies on Laserdisc. Oh, you couldn't afford one?
And I couldn't afford a CED disc.
Oh,
That
you
was the
can.
thing with bankrupt at RCA. They were really expensive
Yeah.
and they lasted about 10 minutes.
Yeah. The problem with it was a contact media, and contact media tends to wear out faster than non-contact media, like like optical media. Optical media is a non-contact media. Contact media wears out faster, and when I say contact media, I mean and like regular vinyl, those vinyl video discs, and believe it or not, non-solid state hard drives are not contact media. It's read with a head that reads the magnetic field
Until it crashes, gouges out the
until it
screen.
crashes, and then yeah, because one thing you don't want the head to do for a disk drive is make contact.
Oh my god, I'm just thinking of the first disk
What?
drive I ever bought.
Oh, the first disk drive you ever bought?
I
What
picked
was
it up
it?
from my boss. It was 10 meg. Yes, 10 meg. And it was $3,000 in 1980s money.
Ouch. 10. Oh God.
10 meg hard drive. You could put two MP3s on it.
Yeah, you can put two MP3s on it. You can put your top two. Jethro Tull Slipstream, yes. And nowadays Dana actually has that on DVD. It was Jethro Tull Slipstream was definitely weird. Um, oh, Shulk said you saw that movie 2 years. Oh, what movie? Oh God, I can't remember. What movie were we talking about?
War games?
War Games. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, you saw it in War Games. You saw the lead character. Dial the number and then put the receiver onto the cup. And that screwed up my camera. Hold on. Let me refix the camera. There we go. Ah, Putz light.
Also a Marine card player.
Anyway, yeah, War Games. War Games was kind of weird. That's the movie with the famous quote. An interesting game. The only way to win is not to play.
Kind of like Army Control.
Kind of like arguing with trolls. Yeah, pretty much. uh, and actually, I think they used an acoustic coupler in Weird Science too. Now that I think about it, I kind of remember them using an acoustic coupler in Weird Science as well. Bang! Yeah, yeah. I jostled the desk a bit, and the camera went boop. Speaking of the 80s, you're looking forward to Wonder Woman 84 on Christmas Day. Yeah, I know. Simultaneously released in theaters and on and on streaming. So yeah. God, phlegm. Anyway, and the thing is, AMC AMC tried to sue to stop the streaming release of it. No joke. AMC is trying to sue to stop streaming releases at the same time as theater releases. And it's like, dude, AMC, don't don't blame them if you got an outdated business model. I mean, and you'll have your time again. COVID's not forever. We probably only have about half a year left of COVID's lifespan. Theaters will be packed again. Don't worry. You know. Oh, you popped a link to. Oh yeah, the that Imgur link. Yeah, it's a link to the purple Game Boy she made me to kind of replace the Gem 1 Game Boy that I used to have back in 1990. Do a bang and say, "Give me your fucking money." No, unfortunately though, it won't result in a loss of signal. My Switch doesn't sit on my desk. My Switch sits on an entertainment system that's just to the right of my desk. So, rip. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm using. See, this gaming chair is actually Dana's because my chair bit the dust. My chair wasn't even a gaming chair though. Sometime this month, I'm going to get myself a nice purple gaming chair. So. But this is actually Dana's chair. She's letting me borrow it because, well, mainly because I'm working from home. I've been working from home, and I can't do my job standing. Well, actually, technically, before they brought in the new workstations, I found an old workstation that didn't mind how many resources you were using in order to view cameras for security, but it was at the standing desk. So I would just do my job. I literally did my job standing up at the standing desk for months on end until they brought out the new workstations and they actually made me go to a different desk. So I can actually do my job standing up. Um, like I said, this is also a free AMA day. So, and does anyone have any more questions they want to ask me? I mean, I'm open to questions right now. Um, Two are USB-C. Oh yeah, two of those yeah, like Dan was saying, two of those um, two of those Game Boys actually have USB-C charging ports on them, which is really cool actually. You have a question, Joven? What do you got? Oh, Dan said not yet, maybe later. Oh, wait, wrong clip. Oh, jeez. Yeah. There's a battery pack that you can put in the Gen 1 Game Boys. Um,
But the more important part is the IPS screen, so you can actually see the game.
yeah, there's a battery pack that you can put in that with a USB charging port. Custard Crusaders. Oh, jeez. Well, let's see. There's you, Joven, and there's an Alex. And what I gotta make sure there's nothing hidden in these damn names, okay? Uh, because I gotta make sure there's nothing hidden in these names. Um, let me see here. AC Sky. Is that how you pronounce that? AC Sky? Joe, and that's sus. Just a cool compilation of clips you're trying to get for your friends. You're actually the best. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. So, who are the Custard Crusaders? Anyway, I'm the judge. Yes, judge, jury, and executioner. I've had to be executioner once today already. So, me and all your friends in the Discord. Oh, the Discord. I'm guessing people in the Discord have been talking about Sephiroth. Let me see. Yeah, the Super Smash Brothers channel is. Jr. Rocks put up a screenshot of Banjo Kazooie, Inkling, and Sonic looking up at the sky, and it's definitely it's in the Super Smash Brothers channel in the Discord. Your favorite clips this week are Proto Kermit the Frog killing people for Wilkins coffee.
Those are just evil. I mean, those are really fucking evil. I love
Oh God, yeah, it's like I don't like Wilkins coffee. Boom!
that. Instant death.
Instant death. Yes, Wilkins. If if you don't go for Wilkins coffee, then you just don't go. That could be taken a couple of ways, though. That's the thing. That could be taken a couple of ways. Oh, jeez. Evil shit. Yes, very evil shit. Very evil shit. Huh.
Drink Wilkins coffee or
Drink.
die.
Yeah, drink Wilkins coffee or die. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, see. That's the thing. If there's a bunch of names like that I've never heard before, and they sound kind of sus. You know, we streamers have to be kind of careful. We don't want to be we don't want to accidentally say something bad. You know.
Somebody's pissed off about something.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it's just simply a judgment call at this point. But I do, but I do, but I, but I will collectively shout out your Custard Crusaders.
Yay. Whatever it is. Yay.
All right. All right. Next. Yeah, gotta be careful. Yeah, yeah. Streamers have to be careful what they say. It's definitely one of the minefield that we have to go with.
This is the biggest reason I'm not normally on your show. I have
Yeah.
no filter.
Yeah, yeah. Dana has no filter except the one she makes for herself. Anyway.
Which is the one that doesn't exist. But anyway. Yeah.
Oh God. So let's see what else was revealed? Twitch watches. There we go. Yes, yes, yeah. So gotta be careful. Twitch watches. No, well, it's not so much Twitch watches as it is that it is a you don't want to accidentally say something that then gets taken out of context in a clip. That's the eggshell you gotta walk. It's not like it's not like Twitch will ban you or anything. It's just that you don't want someone to take something you say and then take it out of context and then circulate that around.
Is it
You
wrong?
know,
I was thinking like a Twitch watch.
Twitch watch. Oh yeah, like a Twitch watch. Yeah, I could deal with that. Except I'm probably more likely to put Twitch background on my Apple Watch.
So I'm just single focused. I want my Apple Watch manually.
Oh yeah, yeah. Dana's kind of chomping at the bit for me to order our next Apple Watches. Oh jeez. Yeah, and I also and as you know, I also have other mods in the channel too that that help me out and help me watch for things as well, which is pretty cool. I got like what mods are here right now? Icy, Preen, Dana, you know, Twitch bots like watch anyone everyone stream. Not really so much. What was that, hun?
If I see anything bad, I'm gonna nuke from orbit.
Yeah, if Dana
Wait,
sees
wait,
anything's bad, she's nuking from orbit. She's gonna become the internet lumberjack. She's gonna chop it down.
oh, God, don't bring that again.
The internet lumberjack, aka Chris John's father.
Can we please get away from Christian and anything resembling Christian? Please?
Well, for those of you,
No. Plugging my ears. La 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 la
no, Chris John is probably Chris John is a very religious and very autistic content creator, and at one point she got her dad mad, and her dad came in and said. And said about the internet, I'm gonna chop it down. And so people were calling her dad the internet lumberjack. So that's where the whole internet lumberjack thing started. It was just it's an offshoot of Christian. A profound distaste for humanity. Oh jeez. Oh man. Oh God. So you are not
Just
gonna
let it say it. Just let it say
ah. Oh, hon. Jeez. I'm I'm sorry. Even if I think someone is a right nutter, I'm not going to mispronounce them. I'm not going to mispronounce someone just because they're a right nutter.
so many things I could say, and I'm just gonna shut up now. Shutting up is
Yeah. If you've heard, how can I say this? If you've heard of Sonichu, you've probably heard of Christian. Anyway, yes. Can we let Christian go? All right. Forever, forever. All right. Anyway. So believe it or not, I have not yet written I've not yet written Janie and Yuri's banter for tomorrow's voting. I have to do that before I go to bed too. Yes, I see. Yes, but I still have to write Janie and Yuri's banter because one of them has to deal because part of the banter has to deal with how Yuri grew up and how she had to make do with the equipment she had in order to play games, which is why I made Yuri Team PC. And I'll try and make it as humorous as I can. And of course, they've announced the date for the Mario Splatfest. They announced that yesterday. It's going to be the afternoon of January 15th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and it'll run 48 hours. And it's speculated that the shifty stations will be on a rotation like they were for Final Fest. Mainly because they did some stuff in one of the more recent updates to Splatoon 2. They did some stuff with the code for the shifty station rotations. What team will I be on? For the Mario one, I'll be on team Superstar, of course. Hmm. We're gonna be invincible. We're gonna win. You'll see. You'll see. Oh, you're gonna be on Team Superstar too, Fudge. Sweet. Um, what? And again, voting for the mini fest opens in just a matter of hours. Again, as long as I'm on this 24-day weekend, which starts today, by the way, we will be having most of our streams start at 11 p.m. Eastern, with some exceptions. The stream of first the Streamiversary Subathon is going to start, I think, at 8 p.m. Eastern. That will be next Tuesday. The mini fest, of course, is going to start at oh no, the Streamiversary Subathon is going to start at 9 p.m. Eastern. The mini fest, of course, is going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern on next Saturday. And I think that's all the special streams we have. And of course, starting on Monday the 21st, we are going to start playing Danganronpa, and those are going to be some long streams. We probably will not get all the way through Danganronpa by the time I go back to work. I mean through the series. I mean, I think we'll at least get through the first game, maybe the second. But those are going to be some long streams. Just letting you know right now. I mean, we're going to start them at 11 p.m. Eastern, but they're going to be some long streams. Just letting you know right now. Because each stream will be a setup murder trial. So, and I don't know if I'm going to 100% it yet. You need to Google that game. Oh, it's interesting. It it's it's kind of weird. It's like Phoenix Wright meets reality show meets um the game station from Doctor Who. Think of it kind of like that. Basically, there are mysteries to solve, like Phoenix Wright. Everyone is in a confined space, like a reality show. But people who get voted off, but the characters who get voted off actually die, like the game station from Doctor Who. You might go Team Console for Minifest. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to pick Team Console for Minifest. Just simply because we're mostly a console channel here. And also, oh wait a minute, one other thing. Did you hear about Nintendo's latest legal foible? Yes, there's a latest legal foible from Nintendo. Believe it or not. Nintendo has issued a DMCA against the Dream Keepers series because the Dream Keepers logo vaguely resembles the Donkey Kong logo. This is a logo that the franchise has been using for 14 years. And now all of a sudden Nintendo is saying, "Oh, you can't use it anymore." It's like, dudes. Basically oh god, you're not going to be able to see it, are you? Can I blow it up a bit? Nope, all you're seeing is a big white blotch on the screen. Oh well. Ah, well, you can see it on my Twitter. But yeah, the Dream Keepers franchise, because they have a logo that vaguely resembles the Donkey Kong logo, Nintendo slapped the DMCA on it. I don't have enough palms to face palm with right now because one is holding a mic, and even then it isn't enough. Anyway, so I don't know what's up with Nintendo. Did Nintendo just go rabid or something? Seriously. Oh, and then who's seen that? Who's seen that map that's been going around called the United States of Canada? There's like a map going around the United States of Canada and Jesus Land, except they put too many states as Jesus Land. I said, I think Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, Virginia, and possibly Arizona might object to being in Jesus Land. And then there's the fact that Manitoba, Alberta, and Saskatchewan would probably join Jesus Land. Now, that logo doesn't look anything like the DK logo. I know, right? Seriously, I know, right? Yeah, so I did a more accurate United States of Canada and Jesus Land map, and I just labeled it the more likely scenario. But but yeah, I mean, Canada has its far right loonies too. Don't doubt for a moment that Canada doesn't have MAGA heads. Cause trust me, they do. It's the same two letters, but the style is very different. I know, and the creator of Dreamkeepers designed was also the designer of that font. So it's an original font that Nintendo is DMCAing.
Nintendo
Well,
sucks.
it looks like the Edicons may be able to be distributed after all. A slight design change to the Edicons. They basically replaced the Joy-Con Boys logo with something else. And because that was the intent, because it turns out that was the extent of Nintendo's complaint about the Edicons was the Joy-Con Boys logo. It was the presence of the word Joy-Con and the little Switch stylized Joy-Con logos on either side. That was the extent of Nintendo's complaint. Yeah, Nintendo right now is sucking rancid donkey balls. Like I said, did they go rabid or something? I mean, seriously.
One of the reasons I built you that emulator box is specifically to piss off Nintendo.
Yeah, Dana built me an emulator box. I dare not Twitch with it though, because Twitch does not like emulation except in very very specialized cases. Like for example, Link to the Past randomizer, they don't seem to mind because it's creating a totally new experience. But the way Nintendo's been acting, I would not be surprised if they crack down on Link to the Past randomizer at some point.
Up on click to claim a bonus.
Click to claim. What do you mean?
Is that part of
What?
is that part of Twitch?
Oh, what?
This thing here. It popped up on my screen, not yours.
Oh,
Green box that says click to claim a bonus. I just didn't know what it was.
on my Twitch channel?
It's under the forget it.
Where is it?
Look at the screen right there. See?
Where is it? Oh, there. That's particles.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a number next to it. There's a little icon with a number next to it. Yeah, that's particles.
so that's what I have.
Yeah, you click that. DJ Particles rewards and challenges, and one of them for 10,000 is AMA, which is Ask Me Anything, and that's how a lot of people in the chat, even people who don't subscribe, that's how non-subscribers can use emotes is by redeeming particles. Yeah, it's the channel currency. It's it's something that's been a part of Twitch culture for years, but it hasn't been built into Twitch. It finally got built into Twitch earlier this year. You don't want to say anything else regarding Nintendo's latest shenanigans because you don't know, you just don't feel like participating on this whole thing. Well, like I said, it's kind of a catch-22. We love Nintendo's games. You know, we love Nintendo's games. We love the community around the games. But Nintendo sometimes can really be dickish in terms of legalities. I mean there was a long time when Nintendo wasn't letting anyone stream any of their intellectual property. I mean, I
Nintendo
mean
didn't
if you
understand that streamers were free publicity.
I mean for example, when Breath of the Wild first came out, I mean, have you ever seen Angry Joe's review of Breath of the Wild? Did you see all the video tricks and shenanigans that he had to do to get that review monetized on YouTube? I mean, nowadays he'd be able to just put it up because Nintendo loosened up a lot of their rules. But the way Nintendo's rules were at the time, you hardly saw anything of the game. I mean, basically, Angry Joe pretty much said in that review that Breath of the Wild is a great game, but Nintendo's being a dick. But yeah, Nintendo went from you can't stream any of our games to, well, you can if you join our special partner program, and that way we can take a cut of your earnings, to fine, just stream our games like anyone else's. They finally fully relented. And they'll probably eventually fully relent on this latest thing too. I mean, the thing is they may eventually relent on this too, as long as COVID is a going concern, because that was the thing. Is Slippy the Slippy tournament wouldn't have even been planned if not for COVID-19. And then of course the Splatoon community gave Nintendo a big black eye with the Squid House tournament by basically hijacking the top four, which I thought was a stroke of genius on Endgame TV's part. Nintendo was strict and petty in terms of, but you know what's funny though? Back when the late great Mr. Iwata was still alive, Mr. Iwata would have approved of it. Mr. Iwata has actually said that fans showing their love for the game in all these ways, they should not be treated as criminals. Mr. Iwata actually said something similar to that.
Japan is a very authoritarian culture. They're very used to giving
I
orders
mean,
without getting any
I
kickback.
mean, yeah, I mean, what Nintendo's doing is totally against Iwata-san's legacy. We all miss Iwata, and the thing is, and the whole Squid House scenario, and the fact that the whole Squid House thing and happened just before what would have been Iwata's birthday really stung. Yeah, for a long time they would shut down game tournaments featuring Smash Brothers, even though it was super popular. Yeah, I know. I just hope they don't start shutting down in-person super majors again, because that would really suck. And the thing is, when they first teased the Switch, they had this scene of this huge stadium with roaring fans cheering on Splatoon esports. Yeah. Anytime anyone tried to actually do that outside of Japan, keep in mind the quantifier outside of Japan, they were just shut down for a long time. And the thing is, don't make no mistake. You say it's a Japanese company, but make no mistake. This is all Nintendo of America. This is all Nintendo of America. It really is. It's Nintendo of America that doesn't support their communities, because Nintendo of Japan supports their communities like crazy. I mean, Nintendo actually runs a Splatoon league in Japan. If you've heard of the Splatoon Koshien series, that's a league. That's a Splatoon league run by Nintendo. Why don't they do it here? And whereas they don't run a league in Europe, they're at least a sponsor for a league in Europe. Nintendo of America, nothing. Yeah, didn't Koshien have Splatoon? Yeah, yes, yes, yes. The Koshien did have Splatoon gear. And the thing is, the winner of the Koshien would go on to the SWCs. Of course, there were no SWCs this year because of COVID, and Nintendo doesn't want to have to deal with the lag issues trying to run the SWCs online. So, yeah. So there probably won't be another round of SWCs until 2021. But I just love how Endgame TV hijacked the finals of the NA Open last weekend. That was a stroke of genius. And Endgame TV deserves everyone's love for that. It became the biggest North American Splatoon, actually the biggest Western Splatoon prize pool in history. 28,000, 3,000 of which went to charity. And the other 25,000 was split between, I think, the top three teams, with half of it going to the first place team, which means each of the four members of FT Win got a cool 3 grand. And I have a feeling that's probably the first time they'll actually have to claim it on their taxes. Because the IRS rule is if you receive a winning or a gift that's under $600, you don't have to claim it on your taxes. If it's 600 or over, you got to claim it. It's all competitive, which do not care at all. I actually enjoy watching competitive Splatoon, and I whereas I took part in Smash and Splash 5 and 2D Con 2018 and 2019. We came in last, but it was still fun. And
I came in last.
no, when I say we, I mean we as a team.
Yes,
Casual
I
Inc. came in
came in
last.
dead last in the worst team.
Huh.
56 competitors, I came in last.
And eventually at Smash and Splash, I took a picture with. I actually had my picture taken with Keo, and I said, let's do this. The captains of the first and last place teams of Smash and Splash 5. And he thought it was funny. And the Splatoon community is so welcoming. I mean, especially the competitive community. The competitive community is a lot more welcoming than you might think. I mean, yes, there's a lot of competition, but it's friendly competition. It really is. It really is. Everyone respects each other. Everyone loves each other. It's a massive mutual adoration. And there's also the fact that Smash and Splash 5, you go to compare the Splatoon room with the Smash room. At least the Splatoon room did not smell like gamer funk. I kid you not. The Smash room smelled like gamer funk. It was bad. It was so bad.
It was full of fat sullen red pillars. It was pretty sad.
It was bad. I mean, you walk into the Smash room and you could just smell the gamer funk. Oh God. You just want to yell, dear Zapfish, do any of you know how to take a fucking shower?
And you know
It
what?
was that bad. It really was.
The last world that would tell you they can't get a girlfriend because of feminism.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Dana thinks a fair number of them in there may have actually been incels. Um,
They don't understand my personality.
but
No,
but
they
the- but the
smell
spl-
like
but the Splatoon room did not smell like gamer funk, which is another good thing about the Splatoon community. You see, we're a bunch of You see, we're a bunch of squid kids. We live in the water, so we love to wash ourselves, right? Book club says there's one thing you don't miss about in-person conventions. Well, well, our cons here tend to be okay. The last time I actually smelled, actually, I'll come out and say it. The last time I smelled a real gamer funk at a con was Smash and Splash 5.
I smelled worse.
Where,
I was
where,
at Conference 98.
oh God, Dana smelled one worse. Conference 1998 in Anaheim, California.
I got there and I walked in the door, and in the lobby, this funk like rotten butter and old meat just slap. And I looked in there, and there's like 5 guys who weigh 300 pounds, and I realized none of these guys have bathed since they went to college. It literally pushed you back out into the lobby, and I'll never forget that smell. What's it been? 25 years?
Let's see, Conference 1998. Yeah, that would be 22 years.
Oh, and the stench is a memory I will never treasure but never forget.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I cannot remember the last time I smelled Gamer Funk at a con prior to Smash and Splash 5. Yeah, Minnesota conventions. Yeah, well, it's because the conventions here in Minnesota they tend to really push it. They even mention it in like the con souvenir guides. Please bathe. Be sure to bathe every day. And for the most part, people do. So so Minnesota has a fan community that stretches back decades. I mean, Minnesota's longest continuous run convention stretches back to 1967, and that's Minicon. And the only reason why they missed this year was because of COVID. Minicon was the first Minnesota convention to cancel for COVID. There was a con just a few weeks before that called VGM Con, and that one did not get canceled. As a matter of fact, Minnesota got its first COVID case during VGM Con. Yeah, Dana's been going to Minicon since '86. I've been going to Minicon since I think 2015. I think 2016. So yeah. Um, but yeah, if you want a convention where people bathe, come to Minnesota. But just don't go to MarsCon, but for a different reason. Basically, MarsCon's the only con that I'm boycotting here in Minnesota, and it's because their ConCon staff has far too often enabled sexual harassment. So I am boycotting MarsCon. I mean, yeah. You've only been to 2 to 3 minicons book club. You've been to every convergence. I've been to all the convergences except 1999 and 2016. And it's because in 2016 I was boycotting Convergence because Convergence was getting to be a hostile environment. But during the 2016 Convergence, they started cracking down on it. And when I heard that they had started cracking down on it, I'm like, well, looks like I'm going back to Convergence in 2017. And sure enough, I went to Convergence in 2017 and it had changed for the better. But in Convergence 2015, you saw people openly, you saw people openly mocking other people. You saw yeah, you saw people scoffing at the presence of books and Krishenkos. That was Convergence 2015, and that was what made me miss Convergence 2016. But Convergence 2017 got a lot better. It's a lot more welcoming. It's a lot more inclusive than it was in 2015. So and MarsCon has now become the hostile environment. MarsCon is actually on record as letting known sexual predators attend the convention. After it was found out they were sexual predators. Yeah. So yeah, and then there's what MarsCon did to Dana one year. I think it was MarsCon. Oh God, I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think I think it was MarsCon 2016 because I boycotted MarsCon 2017. Yeah, so it was MarsCon 2016. No, MarsCon 2015. I think. No, it was MarsCon 2015. I think. MarsCon 2015, 2016. No, it was MarsCon 2016. Basically, basically someone basically what happened is it was like 11 o'clock at night, and this kid in Krishenko's was this little kid in Krishenko's was putting his hand. What? All right, he was 12, but he was acting like a little kid, which is what made me think he was younger than he actually was. But he was just putting his hands all over the open food in Krishenko's, and Dana asked him to get his hand off the food, and and the, and this kid basically yells at her something like something like you're not my parent. And then Dana's like, apparently neither are they because they're not watching you. And and uh, and the and so the kid's dad ended up getting in her face and saying something like, "What? Oh, yeah." So the kid's dad got in her face and said, "Why don't you just shut up, bitch?" And Dana didn't really say anything back. She just laughed at him. She just laughed at him, and then he pushed at her. So she went down to ops. So she went down to ops. She wanted to get the cops involved, and they talked her out of getting the cops involved. And after they talked her out of getting the cops involved, they called the cops on her for traumatizing the kid because it turns out the kid was adopted. Yeah. And they basically spouted out all kinds of propaganda on her, saying she was drunk and she was waving around a gun, which wasn't true. I mean, I mean, Granted, she does own a gun, but it's locked away. You know? Yeah, it's locked away in a safe. So the police finally did come by, and nothing happened to her. Nothing, no legal consequences happened to her. As a matter of fact, she got the police to agree that it was stupid, but unfortunately, because the con was a private entity and the con kicked her out, there was nothing the police could do about that because, well, the con had every right to do as they saw fit. Um, so she got booted from the con, and then the next, they let her stay overnight in the hotel because she had just taken her evening pills. It was late at night, so they let her at least stay in the hotel. But the next morning, I actually turned in my badge, and Dana and I just both left the con. Yeah, I know. And I boycotted it the next year, 2016, and 2017. See, they have rotating heads of the Concom. And in 2017, the head of the Concom was actually a friend of ours. So we were able to trust him. We were able to trust him to not be a dick. So we went back to MarsCon 2018. And So we went back to MarsCon 2018, and we actually had a good time. Um, we actually had a good time, except for later on we found out that they let two sexual predators into the con. And at that point, we were like, okay, that's it. We're done with MarsCon forever. And then there was something else. And then there was something else that happened involving sexual harassment of a good friend of ours that basically made me cut ties with the comedy music community. So yeah. After Dana got kicked out of MarsCon 2016, another good friend of ours was on the ConCom, and she let us look at the emails that the ConCom sent between each other, and the con head of MarsCon 2016 was like, "Oh, I'm glad we got rid of Dana. She's creepy and off-putting." And we're like, and we're like, oh, so they were specifically targeting Dana and being bigots about it. Yeah, and because we were able to see the email, they wanted to call the FBI on us for hacking in. I'm like, no. A friend of us on the ConCom gave us permission to view the emails. Since she was one of the recipients, she was allowed to give us permission to see the emails. Yeah, yeah, boy. Yeah, yeah. So Convergence makes good choices, and MarsCon makes bad choices. Yeah, that's pretty much the way it is now. Yeah. See, MiniCon used to be the big convention, but then the heads of MiniCon decided that the con was getting an element they didn't like. So they decided to cut off a lot of it and make it smaller. And it's been a small con ever since. It's still a fun con. It's still a fun con, and they still do room parties. It just only gets about maybe 1/10 to one. It maybe only gets maybe a fifth to a tenth of the attendance it used to get. But it's still a fun con, and it's still a fun con. It's still a welcoming con. It's a great con. Um, it's just not as big as it used to be. Convergence is the big con in Minnesota now. Um, Convergence, Convergence. Last year's Convergence was the biggest Convergence yet. They topped out at over 7,000. So it was the biggest Convergence to date. And a lot of people didn't think it was going to be because it was a new hotel. And it was a hotel downtown, which meant a lot less parking. But it ended up being the biggest Convergence to date. So, yeah. So all right, time for another AMA. If anyone wants to take up on it, anyone else want to use another free AMA? Go ahead. I know I couldn't quite answer the previous one, but that's okay. Anyone else have an AMA? Anything else you ever wanted to know about me, but were afraid to ask? Dana says, "Don't tempt fate," I'm pretty comfortable with who's here in the chat room right now. And hello, Ninja Yoshi. Welcome to the stream. Anyone else want to redeem a free AMA? No? Yeah. I do have a line, and the last AMA proved it. So, well, although it wasn't because of anything personal, it was more because I didn't want something to be taken out of context. Huh. Ah. No, no more questions, huh? Oh, would you ever consider doing more MST3K vids? Oh yeah, DJ Particles Misty review. I ended up getting as far as Project Moonbase, and then it kind of petered out. And the reason why it petered out was because of Splatoon 2. If it wasn't for Splatoon 2, so I'll be completely honest. If it wasn't for Splatoon 2, I would have kept doing Misty Review. I wouldn't have gotten into Twitch. I wouldn't have started streaming. Oh yeah, there's Dana with her Tom Servo.
We take it pretty seriously around here.
Yeah, yeah. Dana's Tom Servo was actually built by the guy who built the bots for the new series. Apparently, he had been building bots on eBay for decades, and when the new series started, they figured, this guy's been building bots for 2 decades. May as well have him build bots for the new show. So they got him. So yeah, so the guy who's been building bots on eBay all this time is also the guy that built the bots for seasons 11 and 12. Little bit of trivia there. But will I go back to doing the MST3K, the Misty review? That remains to be seen. We'll see what happens.
Remains to be seen. An open casket.
Remains to be seen in open casket. Oh, geez. Yeah, the guy in Michigan. You have one of his crows. Oh, sweet. We were gonna get a crow. We just never got around to it. And now I don't know if he's doing it anymore.
He does. I just don't have
Oh, he does?
$500 to throw around.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're more expensive now.
Oh, crow's always more expensive.
Last I knew, the crow was about 350.
I'll have to look again.
Yeah.
Crow's usually more expensive.
Yeah. More moving parts. Yeah, but now there's this crow, there's Servo, there's Gypsy, and now there's M Waverly.
No, no.
No, you don't like M Waverly?
I don't like the new.
I love M Waverly. M Waverly's cool, especially considering he's voiced by someone I know personally.
Sorry, if it's the new series or Rift Tracks, I'll take Rift Tracks.
Yeah, Rift Tracks is pretty cool. Yeah, but M Waverly is actually voiced by someone I know personally, and that's the toaster boy himself, Grant Pachoco. And the way I know Grant Pachoco is through the comedy music community. He himself is also a comedy music act called Throwing Toasters. Holy cheese, you're late. Face cam! Yes, Angel! Welcome to the stream. You got here in time to see, well, me. Yes, I'm doing my very first Just Chatting stream. We've been talking about all kinds of stuff. We've been talking about the Game Awards. We've been talking politics. We've been talking Mystery Science Theater. We've been talking about all kinds of stuff. We've been talking conventions. We've been talking COVID, and that's Dana in the background. I don't know if you've ever seen Dana before, but that's her. Yeah, season 12 is better than season 11. Yeah, season 12 is better than season 11 in my opinion. Partly because season 11 they kind of rushed through it. Season 12 they didn't have to rush through it quite as much. They were able to take more time to write the jokes. So yeah, season 12 is better than season 11 in my opinion. But the best one I think was it was one you can't really watch. It was, oh God, I forgot what the movie was. It was the first of the new MST lives. What was it? Something like oh God, I can't remember. It was the second movie of the first MST3K, the first new MST3K lives. Dana's doing the brain sucker.
Soon you'll think Trump was a good president. Oh my God.
Maga.
Reverse it. Pump some back in. Pump some back in. Oh God.
Careful, you might trigger the horseshoe.
I just want to piss off more MAGA.
You might trigger the horseshoe. I can't vote for Biden. Trigger the horseshoe. Yeah. Did you see the 5 Doctors live riff tracks? Yeah. Actually, I think we did see that one, didn't we?
We have that.
Yeah.
We have the 2 Peter Cushing documentaries.
Yeah, we have the and they also did the two Peter Cushing films too, which people talk about the current Doctor Who series being the reboot. No, as far as I'm concerned, the only Doctor Who reboot is the Peter Cushing movies. That's the only time Doctor Who has ever truly been rebooted was the Peter Cushing movies. And the thing is, yeah, they don't follow along with the same universe, but I actually do think that they're good movies in their own right. Oh, I was that.
I thought you were talking about the pizza belch.
Oh, that was my phone that rang. My phone dinged. My phone dinged because it's time to stand, but no.
I want to lose this weight. I hate this chin.
I know, like I said, I'm getting a little bit of it too, which is not a good thing.
I don't know. I still say
But Peter Cushing made a great doctor.
I'm holding up okay for 55.
And the thing is, given that at least the first movie, the second movie given that those movies came out during a time where given that those movies came out during a time where there hadn't been a second Doctor yet, given that and the fact given that and the fact that Peter Cushing still brought his own interpretation of the Doctor, that was kind of a method coup back then. Because, like I said, at the time, the only Doctor had been William Hartnell. And Peter Cushing's is still different from William Hartnell, even though there wasn't a Patrick Troughton Doctor yet at the time. So, yeah. All right. All right. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's almost been 2 hours already. There was going to be a third Cushing film based on the chase. Yes, I know. I know there was. Yeah, I know it was canceled. It's been almost 2 hours actually, so I think we're gonna call it a stream. Yeah, we're gonna call it a stream. But this was pretty good. This was pretty good for a just chatting stream. This has been pretty good for a just chatting stream. And the thing is, I know just chatting streams tend to attract trolls, and we actually had a very very low amount, which actually surprises me. So so we didn't have any hosts or raids or new follows, but that's okay.
Hey, trolls.
Uh,
That's just
yeah,
my view on it, though.
yeah, that's just her view on it. Anyway, so let's see who we're gonna raid. Let's bring up the old raid meter tonight. Did you talk about the fest? We touched on the fest a bit. I still have to write the blurbs, and remember, voting for the fest opens tomorrow, folks. Voting for the mini fest opens tomorrow. Oh God, I don't know who I'm gonna raid. I want to raid someone who's gonna be on for a little while. So, actually, you know who I haven't raided in a long ass time because I haven't seen this person on too much. Oh, never mind. He's airing a rerun. Never mind. Never mind. It's a rerun. I was gonna raid Icy Hedgie, but he's airing a rerun. So instead, we are gonna go and raid Lone Wolf 1600. So let's raid Lone Wolf 1600. And until tomorrow, well, you know what to do. Follow and subscribe. Join the Particle Acceleration. You can also join us on Discord. That is !Discord in the chat, or just scroll down to where it says join the Particle Acceleration on Discord. Until tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern, when we'll have another edition of Friday Night Splatios. I'm DJ Particle, and I'm out of here. Peace.